Hello, it's Dan here. I hope you're good today. And today I want to talk about whether when we mess up or we fail in some way or we do something embarrassing or say something embarrassing, whether people actually judge us as harshly as we think they might. We have a tendency to think that if we do some of those things, if we do go for something and fail, if we forget our words, if we mess up what we're doing in some way or do something that we perceive as being embarrassing, that other people are going to judge us quite negatively and quite harshly. And today I'm talking about whether that's actually the case. Are we correct in thinking that they are going to judge us in that way? I've already talked in previous videos about how we all have a tendency to overestimate how much notice other people are giving to our actions and our appearance, the kind of stuff we do and how we look, and even how we feel and whether our inner perceptions and thoughts and sensations are leaking out and being noticed by others as much as we think they do. And we know from all the research that our actions, our appearance are not noted by others, anywhere near as much as we assume they are going to be, which of course means that a lot of the things that you might have avoided doing because of fear of failure or fear of messing up in some way or fear of being judged negatively or worrying about what other people think, a lot of those are misplaced, they're exaggerated, which means generally you can go out there and do the things you want to do without having to worry about those kind of things. But of course, there's always that bit of, people will notice some stuff that you do, some of your actions, some of your appearance, and there's always this kind of chance, isn't there, that if you do something embarrassing or you mess up in some way or you do fail in some way after going for something, that other people will pick up on that, and they're going to have certain perceptions about that. And we tend to think that they are going to judge us quite harshly, quite negatively, if we do mess up. I think once again, the research shows that, because we're so focused on what we're doing or on the event, we go for something, we do something we perceive as embarrassing, some sort of social failure, some mishap in some way, because we are so focused on it, we tend to then over-exaggerate and assume other people are picking up on it, and then that they are going to think quite harshly, quite negatively about us. But the research shows that, that isn't necessarily the case. We anticipate people judging us much more harshly than in fact they do. And there are a number of reasons and possible explanations for this. I mean, certainly, but people aren't always that kind of cynical, that horrible. When we mess up, people can be nice. People can be kind of understanding. People might not give it that much weight in the same way that we give it the weight because we focus on it and we're very aware of it and we feel kind of embarrassing sensations and thoughts. Other people aren't doing that. They're taking other factors into account. They're aware of lots of other stuff. There's the stuff going on in their own heads, the stuff that they're particularly paying attention to. They take into account previous interactions with you, their memories, the whole relationship that they might have with you. And certainly, there's a kind of empathy that often takes place in that most of us in lots of situations have through our lives done something embarrassing, messed up in some way, we've forgotten our words, we've gone to a party and not taken a gift, we've said something that in hindsight was a bit silly, things didn't come out right in some way. Most of us have been in that kind of situation maybe dozens of times through our life. So we have a certain empathy when it happens to other people. We kind of remember, I've done that, I know what it was like, and I can understand that. So we tend to be much more empathetic and much more kind of supportive than perhaps, we kind of anticipate when we are in that situation ourselves and we're messing it up and all our focus is upon it. All of which adds up to even more good news. We already know that we tend to over-exaggerate how much people are noticing our appearance, our actions anyway. They're noticing those things far less than we even anticipate. And even if we do go out there and do something, it doesn't go quite right, or we perceive that we failed in some way, or we've done something that we perceive as embarrassing in some way, you're far less likely to be judged harshly by other people than you might have expected. So the message is very much one of, if worries around what other people think and being judged in some way, stop you doing things and cause anxiety, worry, stress, social anxiety, the good news is you can put those things aside to a large extent. You can mentally remind yourself, all the research shows that those things that you've been thinking about are far less likely to happen than you think they are. So, the message is very clearly, go out there, have that freedom, take a chance, do the things you want to do, putting aside worries about what other people think, because they're not thinking those things. It's just not happening. We've got the research, we've got the evidence for all these things that we think are happening. Our thoughts are misguided, they're misplaced, they're exaggerated. So get out there, do the things you want to do, relax around what people might be thinking, because the chances are they're just not doing that. I'll leave you with that. I hope you do go out there and do those things. I hope you do put those things aside. I hope you go out there, do the things you want to do, rather than regretting not doing them later on. And be happy, be successful, and I will speak to you very soon. Take care now.